I mean, oh my God, what a card, man. I mean, literally 2 seconds ago, Alex Pereira just. Am I the only one out here? Are you guys kidding me? UFC 300. All right, first of all, as soon as I thought Max Holloway stole the show, Alex Pereira takes a nut shot. 2 seconds later, he goes, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." Knockout with the left hook. Oh my. UFC 300 blew me out of the water. Are you joking me? Oh my. I mean, they're just now announcing it still. Herb Dean still hasn't even announced the winner yet. Oh my gosh, dude. UFC 300 blew, yeah, way better than anyone ever probably expected. All that shit about a bad card, all that stuff anybody ever said, I might even said it. Are you joking me? I mean, first off, you guys, if you watch me, you know I've been calling the Max Holloway thing forever. Like, seriously, I've been saying he was going to knock out Justin Gaethje. I did a video. I showed it, and that happened. You see the blessed hoodie. I'm already on cloud nine. I could not be happier. And then you got Alex Pereira takes over the night. I thought we were all done. I thought the night was already good, was already great. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably annoying right now. I'm trying to watch the end of this, and then I don't even know where to start. I mean, first of all, Alex Pereira, I mean, I don't know. This man, I've always kind of been a hater. Not a hater because he's amazing and he keeps winning. I just always thought, wow, they pushed him really fast. If it wasn't for Israel Adesanya, would this man be where he is right now? So it's like, shouts out to Israel Adesanya. But, I mean, my goodness, every time I doubt the man or anyone doubts him or you think, wow, you know, he moved up a weight class. Jamal Hill's an absolute killer. If he lands, like, it's over. And he goes out there and flatlines. I mean, oh my gosh. This dude, what, 8 fights, 9 fights in the UFC, has beat, what, 5 champions already, 6 champions? Like, it is mind-blowing what this man is doing right now. He deserves all his flowers, all the love, everything that he could possibly deserve right now. This man is just a Hall of Fame career and what, 8, 9 fights in the UFC. I don't know what's even next. He's already taken out everybody. Like, you know, Alexander Rakic there for a hot second was looking really good against Yuri, and then Yuri goes out and does what he does, and it was phenomenal. But like, I mean, oh my God. I mean, Khalil Roundtree, maybe? What's up with that? I mean, regardless, though, Alex Pereira, I mean, he's talking right now in his post-fight. He might even announce that he's fighting a UFC 301 in Brazil. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, the dude took no damage tonight other than maybe a little ball tag, and he said, no, and then 2 seconds later knocks him out. Like, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm freaking out live right now over this thing. I just cannot believe, like, usually when we get these big cards, you know, 9 times out of 10, they kind of like maybe underperform, even though the fights are amazing. You know, maybe it'll end like Leon versus Colby, where Leon just looks so phenomenal. And it's like, oh, Colby was talking all that crap. Or, you know, anytime with the, like, Dricus Duplessis, Sean Strickland, like, anytime that we really expect it sometimes, you know, it can go to the wayside or the fights aren't as great. But tonight, all around, it's somehow all the fighters make weight. Somehow nobody backs out of any of these fights. Somehow they all work out tremendously. I mean, we didn't get the John Jones. We didn't get the Conor McGregor. They couldn't pull GSP back. But did we need him? Max Holloway? Come on, kid. Come on. Made me a bunch of money tonight. And oh my goodness, guys, I'm on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine right now. When you watch your favorite fighter fight, like when I watch Max Holloway fight, I mean, you're going to be as nervous as you possibly can be. I'd rather fight Francis Ngannou. I've said this 50,000 times. I'd rather fight Francis Ngannou than deal with the nerves that I deal with watching my favorite fighters who I've never even met. Like, oh my goodness. All these people talking crap about Max Holloway, saying he's too small. We saw what Dustin Poirier did to him. Yeah, sure, he's great. Sure, he's blessed. But for him to go out there, to not even get touched, I mean, he might have got touched a couple of times later in the fight, but he put on an absolute masterful performance out there. Like, you know, I never thought he could ever outdo his Ricardo Lamas moment at the end where he's pointing down. But to do that tonight to Justin Gaethje, he made the highlight a highlight, baby. Like, oh my God. Man, I couldn't be any happier for the man. I've been watching him forever. I know he got his flowers and everything whenever he went on his own reign. But since the UFC's blown up, everybody's only seen him kind of get the raw dog, you know, from Volkanovski. Even though the first 2 fights, I mean, I'll still to this day, I've watched him multiple times. I think Max Holloway won those 2 fights. But the third fight, it was one of the saddest nights of my life. He definitely got his shit destroyed. But for him to keep going, keep doing his thing, and to keep winning, knocking out everybody, or not, I mean, lately he's been knocking out everybody, but Still, for this man to do this to Justin Gaethje, I mean, it's absurd. It is absurd to even think of. In the last second, you're already winning. You don't even have to. And for the badass motherfucking title, you go right here, let's do it. And you knock out Justin Gaethje. Oh my. And then, like I said, what he was going to do, you call out Pereira and you call out Islam. Like, I'm the man. I'm the one that's been doing it. Who you guys should be fighting me. Like, oh my. He deserves it all. He deserves it all. He's getting his flowers finally, quite like his shorts tonight that were fire. I mean, this man deserves it all when you ask me. Wearing the blessed hoodie, my favorite fighter. When he won tonight, I was over these last two fights. I couldn't care less. Zhang Weili and Yan Jinan, phenomenal fight. Phenomenal fight. You know, shouts out to China, for especially Chinese MMA in general, but especially women's MMA. Like, you guys putting it on the map. And I wouldn't be shocked. I said it before. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that turns into a trilogy or something wild. And I'm all about it. Sign me up. If you're not going to, like, I thought Zhang Weili might move up and fight either Grasso or Valentina. But after seeing her deal with the struggle and the power tonight, like, maybe I don't want to see it necessarily. And I'd love to see her stay in her own weight class. But that was a phenomenal fight regardless. But, oh my goodness, like, I cannot get over Max Holloway doing that to Justin Gaethje. I can't get over what Alex Pereira just did. Like, oh my God, Yuri Prochazka doing what he did earlier. Alexander Rakic looking phenomenal. I mean, Diego Lopez kind of really starting. I know Figgy did his thing against Cody Garbrandt, but like, oh my, I don't know where to start. You know, usually you break down these cards, you got like one crazy highlight and it's easy to talk about for the first couple minutes. And then you're like, man, where do I break this down? But like, oh my goodness, man, I cannot get over tonight. I'm gonna watch this back and laugh at myself, but I do not give a shit. Like, what is next for Alex Pereira? You already got Israel Adesanya saying that he doesn't even want to fight him, and he's like, oh, I need to do my own little thing out here and finish my own little story. But like, this man, I know I already talked about it, but Hall of Fame career in 9 fights. You know, Jamal Hill, I mean, shouts out to him for even coming back this quick. And I know it's probably going to be the narrative now if you're a Jamal Hill fan. Wow, they pushed him 9 months after, you know, tearing his ACL and all these things. Or not his ACL, but his Achilles, even worse. And then, oh, you know, he hasn't fought in 15 months. Like, he was talking the shit. He was, you know, doing the part. It was looking phenomenal for him. And if he would have actually knocked out Alex Pereira, it would have been crazy. But for Alex to go do that, my goodness, Max Holloway, what do you do with him now? Do you go to 45? Do you go to 55? Which one do you do? Like, seriously, at this rate, like I said, he chose his thing now. I mean, if you're Max Holloway, what do you do? At 55, it's way easier to make that weight for this man. At 45, regardless, now that Volkanovski's out of there, and honestly, Max almost... We've watched Max for so long now. It's crazy to even think that this man is probably in his prime now. The dude is still so young, and he's out here looking better and better in every fight. And I called that shit, man. I legitimately called it in my video. I don't want to boast myself at all because it's him. Like, the way that I thought it was going to happen was Justin Gaethje keeps bending over. He's been doing it. I did the footage. He did it probably 6 or 7 times with Dustin Poirier. And he's done it his entire career, but this man loves to just lean over, loves to try to block with either the top of his head or just to maybe duck out of the way for the kicks, but it's been putting him in harm's way. And what happened at the very end of the first round? It wasn't even a high kick. It was a it was a spinning back kick, and this man ducked into it, shattered his nose, made it bother him the rest of the night for sure. But my goodness, I called it was going to be a knockout. I thought it was going to come from a head kick, and I definitely pointed out how even with the Arnold Allen fight, Arnold Allen might not be Justin Gaethje, but Arnold Allen is definitely a young, hungry, up-and-coming killer, doesn't give a shit who you are, came at Max Holloway the entire night and still has a chin on the kid because he took that knee from Evlov. I mean, this dude has a freaking chin, and Max Holloway did the same thing that he did. He didn't knock him out clean like he did Gaethje, but did the same thing to him. And then with even the Korean Zombie, people act like he was 55 years old. The dude's 36, 37 years old still. I mean, he took a break from fighting just because he had to go. Like, this man isn't that old. I mean, I guess you're old for like when you're the lower weight classes, but still, like, I mean, Volkanovski couldn't even knock him out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he's taking damage and all these things, but we've never seen him flatline like that. So to see Max Holloway do his thing, and for me to be right on my favorite fighter, it could have been biased, but I did point out I have the footage that was like, this is what I'm kind of seeing. Like, it's just a phenomenal time, man. Phenomenal time. Won me money too, like I said. Like, I couldn't be happier for Max Holloway. He deserves it all, man. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Shouts out to Justin Gaethje. You got to feel bad for Justin Gaethje. He's the number one. I don't want to say it like this and so mean. I'm just hyped up right now. Like, he's probably the number one loser coming out of that. Not even that he lost, because we're still going to remember him as a badass and everything. It was just the fact that he had the 155 title fight right in front of him. And, he goes out there to defend his BMF belt, which I don't blame him, against Max Holloway. You probably think you're going to win that fight. And then it turns out the way that it goes, and you're laying flat, and you didn't even really get anything off all night. I mean, you might have technically got the first knockdown on Max, but it didn't look like it bothered Max at all. And I'm not going to count it because I'm biased, but it might be the first knockdown. But for Max to leave the freaking octagon looking like that, and leaving Justin Gaethje like that, I mean, oh my goodness. But shouts out to Justin Gaethje for even taking that fight. He should be fighting Islam on that fight card or whatever. But I know Ramadan and everything, but he could have waited for it to get that title fight. But he still puts his heart on the line, live and die by the sword, as these guys say. So you can't even be mad at Justin Gaethje. It's just so incredible what Max Holloway did. And MMA math, it just goes to show that it's not a thing at all. So, and then to talk about the 155 title now, it's like Dustin Poirier's doing his thing. And then when you come into Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira, I mean, as a Max Holloway fan, I know he's one of the bigger fandoms out there. So us Max Holloway fans are very lucky. We're blessed tonight. But those Charles Oliveira fans, I know y'all out there, I am super sorry for y'all. I cannot lie to y'all, because that was a tough fight. This goes again. I don't even want to bring the party down, but this was one of those fights that we see all the time, and the new rule change and everything. It's, they really put it in there that it always goes towards, if they're going for the finish, if they have a close finish, damage, all these things. And for Charles Oliveira, that gilly he pulled early, I'm telling you guys right now, that thing was tight. That might have been, just off the top of my head, it's just recency bias, but that's got to be the recency, I should say. It just probably the closest submission I've seen, probably the greatest escape I've seen since Volk versus Ortega. It's up there. That was incredible by Arman Tsarukyan, but he had a lot of control. I thought he won if we're talking about control, but for Charles at the end of the fight to get he almost finished it, I thought, at the end of the fight with the darts. It's just tough, man. This is where it's a shot. It's a toss-up. If it's control, it's clearly Arman. But if we're talking who almost finished the fight multiple times and didn't get any damage while they were on the bottom, it's Charles Oliveira all day. And the split decision, it's tough. It goes either way. But now Arman Tsarukyan is probably going to step in and get that title fight. I'm pretty sure I saw Islam, even tweet it, which is probably Ali Abdelaziz. But I mean, it's just crazy how it's crazy how the cookie crumbles, man. It's crazy, but it's all for us fans at the end of the day. We did this all for UFC 300, and that's what made it so amazing. Justin Gaethje had the title shot. Now it's man, it could be Dustin Poirier. It could be, it could be Arman. Justin Gaethje going to be out for a while. Shattered his nose and got knocked out like that, and got rocked multiple times tonight. It's just sad, man. And with Charles Oliveira, at least you didn't take too much damage or anything tonight. You got cut a little bit, but for the most part, I mean, you still look good. Your stock's still there. Dustin Poirier's probably pretty happy tonight, especially if Max is going to go down to 145. And Max could even take the 155. So 155 title tonight literally went 180, flipped upside on its head, which I kind of thought it was when I'm sitting here kind of saying that Max Holloway's going to win all week. But I thought Charles Oliveira was going to win for sure. And then Bo Nickal. We can go to Bo Nickal real quick. I thought he did what he needed to do. I thought it was pretty cool. He said it in his interviews. He kind of wanted Cody Brundage to give him some problems, and it wasn't the first round, finish, knockout, or submission that we wanted. But I mean, the dude looked good. I mean, I don't know what we want from Bo Nickal. I don't know why people are booing at him. Like he said in his post fight, I agree with the dude. It's only his fifth fight. It's only his sixth MMA fight. He's an amazing wrestler, but MMA is way different. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's beating game opponents. He's beating guys that, are pretty tough, to be fair. So, I think they just continue to do what they do, build up these fights. And at the rate that Hamzat and all these guys he's calling out fight, they fight, once every year and a half, 2 years. So he'll make his way up there. I think it was perfectly with Bo Nickal. Cody Brundage, again, it's right when he thought he was getting some confidence, just gets a little crazy, gets a little too forward, I would say, probably pressed a little too much, tried to throw a little too much power, and, Bo goes right under it, takes you down, and then that was the end of the night. So it's again, it's what was supposed to happen. So you cannot be mad at it. It was perfect for UFC 300. Bo Nickal continues to win, and now for the next 3 or 4 years, we still got Bo Nickal, hopefully, as a top prospect, which is perfect. They're moving him phenomenal. It always makes me laugh with the Sugar Sean O'Malley, with all these things. We're we boo them and we start to hate them when they're first coming up because the UFC's actually taking care of them. But then when we looked at the Yair Rodriguez's out there, And oh my God, you can name them all. Darren Till, you can go out there. We can name, I don't know how many. Even you can even talk about like the Paige Van Zants and these people that get a little too hyped up. Like you can name them all. Like as soon as these guys actually get push, and we're giving them title shots with it, like Volkan Uzdemir's even another one. Like these people that we give title shots so quick, and then we realize real quick, like man, no, they weren't ready, and we completely shatter their confidence. Like Edmund Shabazian comes to mind. I mean, Dominic Reyes. I mean, all these come to mind where it's like, man, we pushed them a little too hard. And what if they would have got the same treatment as Bo Nickal and Sean O'Malley? Like, they could be those people. So, I mean, it's tough, man. It's the way that you get managed. It's the way that you pop. It's the way you get placed on cards. It's tough. But shouts out to Bo Nickal. He did what he needed to do. He's still learning. I mean, honestly, like, I don't know what people are expecting. You look at the Yuri Prohashka, Alexander Rakic fight. That thing was absolutely crazy. I was shocked at how good Rakic was looking tonight. He was looking phenomenal. Had Yuri's leg all the way messed up. It looked like just when Yuri was about to be almost done and Rakic was about to run away with a decision or something, Yuri Prohashka goes out and does that. Like, oh my goodness, man. That right there, I thought was outside of the Diego Lopez. Like, I thought that was just the fire starter for the entire card. Like, that's what we needed. This was UFC 300. Like, let's go out there and get it. Like, we didn't get it with the Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt, but if you're asking me, Figueiredo fought so perfectly out there. Why go out there and, you already know you're not going to get the $300,000 bonus, even if you go out there and knock out Cody Garbrandt, because you already know the rest of this card was about to be crazy, which it was, and especially with Alex Pereira knockout and Max Holloway, like, you knew you weren't going to get anything, so go out there, fight a smart fight. You're 36, 37 years old, you're aging, you only have almost one or two more losses in you. I don't want to jinx you or anything, but keep making your climb up to another weight class of 135. And that's what I was saying with him and Aljo moving up weight classes. Like, I thought they were looking great. I thought that was the perfect chance. I've been saying it in both videos I did for him. I'm like, don't sleep on him, man. These guys, we see it all the time when these people move up and they go up in weight class. Even Max tonight. I mean, my goodness, we see it all the time. Even with Henry Cejudo. I mean, even you can name them all the times that these guys moved up and they look good. Volkanovski, with Islam, like, you can do it. But like Conor McGregor doing it, like, for some reason, these guys that move up and you're actually not killing yourself with weight, with the weight cut and the hydration and all these things, like, dude, these guys go up there and look pretty damn good. And I'm telling you, they got championship pedigree. They've been champions forever. They have multiple defenses. Like, him and Aljo both, I was kind of expecting a big night, and that's exactly what they did. Like, you got to shout out to both of them. Yeah, when you got Cody and Figgy with such bad blood, which is more so on the Cody side because I feel like it was jealousy, but like, you want to kind of see a knockout, but shouts out to Figgy, like, goes out there and does his thing, not like knowing like, hey man, I'm not going to risk it all. I'm not going to be the emotional one. Looked good, got the job done. Aljamain Sterling against Calvin Kattar. That was impressive. Everybody hating on it. I heard the boos. It's like, yeah, we're here for the knockouts, but Aljamain Sterling is, I've been saying it forever, man. Don't sleep on how good Sugar Sean O'Malley is, first off. Them guys with the footwork like we just saw with Max Holloway, like, them guys are always going to be problem, especially with the speed, and they're young still. They're always going to be an issue, but Calvin Kattar's not that guy anymore. And Aljamain Sterling, I'm telling you right now, Sugar Sean O'Malley will tell you he's lucky that it didn't go to the ground too crazy, because Aljamain Sterling is insane. He's probably got the top 3 pound-for-pound grappling in the UFC, and he showed it off tonight against a guy, Calvin Kattar. That don't happen to Calvin Kattar. So that, I thought that was impressive. I mean, even the Marina Rodriguez and, Jessica Andrade fight, wasn't mad at it, not at all. The Diego Lopez, Sadiq Youssef fight, phenomenal. But like, man, shouts out to UFC 300. I mean, Dana White right now counting up the money. No wonder he gave out $300,000 bonuses, because the crowd tonight, everything worked out perfect. UFC 300 felt like it was supposed to be this is how it's supposed to be written in the stars, man. Like I said, nobody missed weight, blew my mind. Nobody got backed out. Nobody got, even Kayla Harrison out there with, I forgot about her. This fight's been so crazy, but Kayla Harrison looked phenomenal against Holly Holm, which she should have. So I guess that's the perfect thing when you want to bring Amanda Nunes back. That's the perfect thing for the UFC. But all in all, man, shouts out to this card. Shouts out to B-Dubs. My girls there always hooking me up with the posters. I'm the luckiest dude in the world when it comes to that, because these things are pretty expensive. It's just a great night overall. Won some money. Max Holloway won, my favorite fighter. Got the knockout like I called. Like, we on cloud 9, and I'm definitely going to rewatch this and laugh at myself. But if you guys are still here, shouts out to y'all, man. Y'all let me know how UFC 300 went for you guys. But as always, your boy, Stephen Moustaris. Let's go, baby. Let's go.